Hi everyone, it's Killshot from 99 Dead, a division of 999 Gaming, and welcome to tonight's stream. Appreciate everybody being here. We got a lot of good stuff going on. Do want to make an announcement. Tonight's stream is really brought to you by the Patreons. You guys know we have 999 Army, we've got just groups, we got sponsors, we got patrons, we got a little bit of everything. One thing that we like to do is just throw a topic out there, let the patrons pick the topic, and I thought this was a pretty good one. And also, I do want to make another announcement because we are really starting to ramp up this channel. Word is traveling. I don't know how to get 81,000 people. I don't have an email address to just get in touch with 81,000. But we are starting to see people filter in to the live stream. So they'll be back over here eventually. They will find us once they go 2 or 3 days and realize, wait a minute, where's my live stream on the gaming channel? Did post a video earlier today on the 999 Gaming channel, which is a caption contest. So I just want to say it again, just really quickly how it works. We are going to do that probably weekly. So on Monday, look on 999 Gaming for the caption contest video. Put your caption up there. Vote for people. Don't just, kind of post yours and not vote. It'll just be kind of more interactive. If you guys do see something that is a little bit better than yours, support somebody. We'll be doing these contests on a regular basis. And that is also sponsored by the Patreon. So they're just doing a lot of amazing stuff for the channel. The results will be posted here on Sunday. So they will be posted on the 999 Dead channel. Tomorrow, one additional thing we're probably going to do is we're going to do some reactions to your comments. We like to do the videos, and once they're posted, some of the other comments you guys post, we're going to talk about those on here as well. Comic book reads, you name it, we will do it. And if you haven't subscribed here yet, go ahead and subscribe and make sure you hang out with us. So let's get into it. So tonight's chat is really about the Judith and Negan bond, but perhaps the lack of a Daryl bond. Daryl definitely thought he was doing the right thing or trying to help and go out there and look for Rick. But the question I want to pose to each one of you is, did Daryl neglect Rick's legacy and Rick's family by going out trying to find Rick? I mean, we remember, you see the picture up there. Negan has always wanted a family. Negan's always wanted to be involved. Daryl wants a dog. Could Daryl have been better served trying to be involved with helping be a role model to Judith and maybe also RJ? I mean, it seems like he has very little to do with that family. Perhaps a little bit more with Henry. So I'm going to throw this out there. Really, I'm just reading some of the wow, we get some interesting comments. And one thing. I did get another question about Super Chats. Super Chats will probably be up within a couple days. So if you guys want to have your question included in this video, just type a Q or just something, let me know that it would serve as a Super Chat, and I'll try to call on a few people, but otherwise I'm just going to bounce around. William Finney says, Daryl wants a family but is afraid to get close to anyone. What do you guys think? You guys think that Merle, Beth, Beth was about as close as he's been to anybody. Carol doesn't seem like it's been of a romantic nature. They're just like best friends. I think as much as the audience wanted them to be a little bit more, just not going to go in that direction. Cammie says, I think he'll step up. Daryl just loves being out there, right, Bumblebee? So yeah, nothing sadder than an outside cat that thinks he's an inside cat. That's deep. Scott Kernan, Super Chat statement. It seems as if Daryl is a loner, like he said. He ain't no Rick or Negan. He's Daryl. And and I think that's the allure. That's what we like about him. But at the same time, right, Steph, he doesn't do diaper duty. But the fact that Negan does, is that a feather in his cap? Is that something that is going to make the audience a little bit more receptive of Negan or a little bit more attractive to Negan? And Andrea McSherry, if Negan saves Daryl, that's I think it's all we need. Uncle Negan to the rescue. Yeah, they're really starting to, they were trying to soften him up, I think, a little bit, but now Negan would make someone change a diaper. Julie, I'm just not going to read that. I'll just let that be a part of the video. Okay, now we got some back and forth. Drama says, Daryl already smells like diaper duty, so I guess he wouldn't have to do it. Yeah, if you guys are new, we get into some battles here. Too bad, but Daryl's a fighter, not a lover. So we will transition. Look, anytime we do some of the fan suggestions or Patreon post, Patreon potluck, I guess we could even call it, we are going to jump around a little bit, talk about some topics. One thing we're not going to do a whole lot of is I'm not going to entertain some of those spoilers that are out there. Woo! Boy, just a lot of AMC drama going on. So you guys will find out, but AMC has been spreading like wildfire. They just don't want... I guess the Pike predictions can be a little bit sensitive. And definitely, everybody, Pike the like button. We're a little bit in the off season, so these are not the hardcore spoiler streams, but they are going to be just some what ifs and some hopefully deeper analysis of The Walking Dead, and we'll add a little bit of news in with it as well. Yeah, Casey, others have. But sometimes people get singled out. Well, Julia, they usually don't. But it's okay. You know, we're not going to dwell over a video. We have thousands more. And, you know, it's just the fact that we like to do it and we form some pretty good ideas. Some people are going to, they're going to be a little on edge. No doubt. Moving on. Exactly. But I will say we've gotten some good, you know, as people gradually gravitate over to the new channels, 999 Dead, 999 Spoilers, 999 Live, and we will be doing different contests on different channels. I have even gotten that a couple of these streams have been labeled as cozy because it is a smaller, more intimate group. And, you know, that's the way we started. We started with, you know, with a group of 20, 30, 50 people, and there's a lot of involvement. And look, I like both. I mean, we're going to do some really big live streams, get a whole bunch of people involved. But, you know, we're also going to throw some specialized chats out there. We're going to throw some out there that will be only on 999 Dead. We'll throw some out there that'll be niche, that'll be on the live channel. And then some people may not want the spoilers. So the 999 spoiler channel, I think we'll probably put most of the spoilers up there. And the moderators probably, you know, they feel like they're having a night off because, you know, there's not 50,000 chats up there streaming. It's a pace. It's like steady, right? But don't worry, we will be rocking on all channels before long. It's the champagne room. Yep, some of you have been here for a while, so you know. E-Beach, we're still going to reach the goals. You're just going to see a little bit of each stream. So I just think it's a good time to sort of simultaneously develop each of our channels. And especially since we just got through. You know, news is going to be filtering through little by little. But also there's some other things that we want to do. That we want to get into some movies, especially when Walking Dead movies come out. We're going to have some different chats that we'll talk about that. Other movies, Game of Thrones. Walking Dead, Joey the Gator. Was it? You guys correct me on this. Was it February 10th? Okay, good. I didn't check my notes there. And kind of back to the topic, and we will jump around a little bit tonight because, clearly people are going to want to talk about other things. Well, Lonnie, that's a great question. Random things will end up on the 999 Gaming channel, but we may do a couple of them on this channel just as we start to kick it off because I do want to get the word out to everybody. I mean, we've got, 750 Facebook fans that we want to get everybody on every channel. Not everybody's a sports fan, I understand that, but we will be doing some sports streams from time to time. But over the next week to 2 weeks, we'll probably be streaming a lot here and just uploading some videos on the 999 Gaming channel. And then once we get everybody established here, we'll do a few on the 999 Spoilers channel. Well, one of the things that we have done, we did the random things, and which adds a lot of topics, and I think many of you had a lot of fun with that. But we're also, these caption contests, I think, are going to be a lot of fun as well. They're quick, short videos. They're going to be 2 to 3 minutes, and then when I do the announcement, we're going to go through some of the comments. So I'll tell you a little bit about how that's going to work. So you probably read the contest results, but once I get the results tabulated, nothing to really tabulate because it's going to be a voting process, but I am going to read through many of the comments because there are some good ones. And, the person that wins isn't always going to be the best comment. There's going to be some good, I think, follow-ups. Sarah Drumheller, Kills, are you a Caps fan? I am not a hockey fan. And here's why. I grew up outside of Atlanta, and hockey was not even something that we even talked about. It was football and baseball. Even though the Hawks were down there, it was football and baseball. So the Judith and Negan bond. I want to talk about this, and then I'll get into a few of the Q&As. So see, I told you this to be a little bit more intimate, a few more comments, and get a couple people involved here. Judith's minor role, because she didn't get a lot of airtime, but boy, when she did, it was completely, it blew you away. One thing about, when she saved Magna's group, Judith has already saved Magna. She's already accepted Magna into the community and stood up to Michonne and basically said, it was my choice. She had a one-on-one with Negan and basically said, I hope you remember them, to her mom, because I don't hear their voices anymore. I mean, those 4 things alone, how do you guys feel about it? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. If I'm just kind of on the Judith bandwagon too quick, then you guys say, Kills, just slow it down. But I really thought those 4 scenes were some of the 4 best scenes in those couple of episodes. Maybe I was just kind of looking for her to be a hero. And, and if I'm off, I'm off. But as I started to think back through just her lines and her interaction, they were incredibly powerful. Joey, the exes, we're going to find out the mystery to that. I personally just don't feel, I think I'm in the minority a little bit on that, but I just don't feel it's anything more than a self-made tattoo with Michonne and Daryl. I don't feel like everybody's got them. I don't feel like another community came in and started carving them up. I think it's just a decision that they made. And I do think it was something to sort of honor Rick. And if I'm completely wrong, I'll own it. I'll certainly own up to it. But I just feel like it was just a way to remember, something to remember him by and something to honor him. I think it was it Denise Hopkins a little bit early said, with Judith? There you go. Denise giving me a little flack on the Judith thing. But, Denise, I saw your comment a little bit earlier about RJ and RJ being the future. I would say to you, slow down. Because Judith is more of the future than RJ. So we both might be speeding it up just a little bit, but RJ is going to be around. RJ is going to have his moment. But Judith is in the spotlight. Judith can be the one that can have the impact over Negan. Judith is the one that is carrying Rick's gun. So I would say right now Judith is definitely the future. It doesn't mean that she won't share some of that role with RJ. And I'm okay with growing the story with both of them. Dark Stark says, I think the X's are punishment from another group for breaking the charter and rules that Michonne wrote herself. I don't know. You know, Dark One, I don't see Michonne and Daryl breaking their own charter. Number two, who the hell is going to be brave enough to punish Michonne and Daryl? That's not going to happen. Come on, Dark. No way. If there is a mark put on Michonne, it's going to be because she wanted it there, not because somebody else wanted to put it there. Ain't nobody messing with her. Scott Kernan with a little Q&A says, does Negan know about RJ from Judith? I would say yes. I think Negan has a lot of intel. Just from what he hears, what Father G has told him. Michonne visits him. Well, the other thing is, remember, Michonne was paying him a visit. So somewhere along that time frame, he had to be like, whoa, you've gotten a little bit bigger. And then he's probably like, whoa, where's Michonne? She hasn't been here the last couple weeks. And then again, he's like, oh, you lost a lot of weight. I mean, he knows about RJ. How could he not? Remember, in that 6-year time skip, she went through a pregnancy. And Joey, absolutely, Negan knows about Rick. Same example. One, he probably heard it. I mean, I would make the assumption he heard it through the jail cell or people talking about it. But, you know, how long would it take before he said, where's Rick? And then, you know, somebody's going to let him know. Hope Oceanside didn't mess with Michonne because of Negan. Yeah, you know, even if someone from the Oceanside was brave enough to gang up on Michonne, Daryl too? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it couldn't have happened, that 5, 6, 8 people from Oceanside surrounded Daryl, Michonne, and then, put a mark on them. But I guess the question would be why? And I don't think it's in the same spot as Rick's injury. For my money, I'm going to say it's just got to be something they decided to do. But Kimberly G., I would not put it past Michonne to have done something to Oceanside. I think Michonne, I got a feeling Michonne killed Cindy. I think she's buried at Hilltop. Yep. Star Guitar, and I'm not going to completely discount that. It says maybe it's another group we don't know about to put the X on them. Look, a lot could happen in 6 years. But I don't know that we missed an entire war or we missed another fight. It seems like they built up quite nicely and they've been focusing on that. It looks like the assumption is that it was just life is normal. Tommy, my reaction to Ryan Hurst's tweet, I posted it on the Facebook fan page. I added a third line to it. We walk slow, we talk low. Daryl's going to kill you with a bow. That's my response. Yeah, DDA, so 20 graves is a lot of graves. We might need some answers for some of those. But it has been 6 years. Well, Tammy says, I don't think Oceanside would be buried at Hilltop. I don't think Oceanside would be buried at Hilltop either, but the situation with Cindy was a little bit different. Because Cindy basically helped Tara. Maybe. Just some thought. I don't feel great about it, but just some thought. Kimberly G., I want a Dwighty Boy movie. What he's been doing during the time skip. I would watch that. Question, how many people would, let's make that a non-super chat spotlight. How many people would pay to see a Dwight movie? I know it won't happen at the big screen. I'm just wondering. Anybody here that would pay full price to go see a Dwight backstory? I don't think I would. I mean, I'd watch it on Netflix. I mean, I would include it in my Amazon Prime membership. Yeah, I don't know that I would. I mean, I would watch it when it came out. Okay, I would go watch it. Yeah, I'm a Walking Dead freak, just like the rest of you. I would go see it. I've paid to see worse. Here, completely unrelated. What's the worst movie that you've ever paid to go see? This will give you a sampling of random things. This is kind of what we do on random things. The Watchmen. Cloverfield. Glad I didn't see Cloverfield. Phil. Drop Dead Fred. Really? JB, who shot Roger Rabbit? It was incredible. The Mask. Oh, man. Wow, those are good movies. Black Panther. Come on, you guys are killing me. All those movies are good. Dude, where's my car? I was good. I don't know. Maybe I just like movies too much. Sharknado. Oh, okay. You guys are losing me now. You before me. Wait. Kel, Magnolia, was that the one with Tom Cruise where the frogs were raining from the sky? That was a great movie. You guys are killing me. There was a lot of good stuff in that. Maggie B says Eyes Wide Shut. And then the remake of that, kind of, Vanilla Sky. A lot of people didn't like Vanilla Sky. I thought Vanilla Sky was amazing. I'm just really into some of the deep movies. They don't always pull it off, but you got to look for the kind of the beauty in hiding things. I didn't care for Tom Cruise either. I just thought the movie had some good stuff in it. Really? Well, Lonnie says Vanilla Sky. Put me to sleep. Okay. Well, now you guys got like a brief random thing segment in there. So for those of you that haven't attended one of them, and it's not just that, we jump around. We pick 5 or 6 topics, and we do polls, we do surveys, and just, kind of get everybody into the fray a little bit. No, Joey, we cannot. We get back to the topic. Here, I'm gonna give you the microphone. I'm gonna let you kind of do this for a couple minutes. All right, we'll get back on topic. Joey wants to talk Walking Dead. Joey, there's more to life than The Walking Dead. Do I think Negan will kill Alpha? No, I don't. I think it's too comic book predictable. I mean, why not Dwight? Maybe Dwight can kill Alpha and says, I know he does in the comics. So, Joey, why would you think Negan would kill Alpha? Hold on. Hold on, everybody. It's a trick question. Just give me a second here. Don't tell him what's going on. I know he could hear me when I was whispering. I was just, yeah. I mean, it's just one of those things. You can't win. The question is a setup. Do you think it'll happen this way because they follow the comics, right? But, Joey, and my question is not just you. How many thousands of examples of other stuff do we need to bring up that didn't follow the comics? No Daryl Dixon in the comics. Rick's story arc didn't follow the comics. Carl's story arc didn't follow the comics. Abraham and Glenn, the dual death, didn't follow the comics. I mean, there's so many things. So I think you can't really tell. I mean, they pick what they want to throw out there, and they're always going to keep us on our toes with which arc they want. Remember, it's a road map, not a treasure map. Not going to be the exact science. I mean, but you know what? As soon as I say that, yeah, maybe Negan kills Alpha, just like they do in the comics. When Negan killed Alpha and said, wait till Rick sees this. I mean, if he does, is he still going to have that line? Is he going to say, wait till Michonne sees this, wait till Judith sees this? Or could it be somebody like Dwight? Maybe Dwight could do it and say, wait till Daryl sees this. If they even use the same line. But the relationship between Negan and Rick was pretty special. I mean, they went through a lot. And I think that's the hardest thing, or that's probably the biggest thing that's going to be missing, is that dynamic doesn't exist with anybody. You know what? Pete D always, I may not notice him. I don't even know if that's the first thing he typed. But hopefully Negan kills Tara. It's just, the more Tara hate is out there, the longer she lives. So I think Pete does it on purpose. Just to keep her alive. There's some of the Whisper introduction that follows. There's some of the Whisper introduction that doesn't follow the comics. I think someone suggested a minute ago that maybe Aaron does. Well, from what we've heard, hypothetically, you know what? I'm not even going to bring up, that S word. But we don't think that Aaron is captured, so Aaron could still be out there on the loose. Certainly, Negan is not going to be captured. We don't know about Judith, but I don't think Judith is going to be captured because I really think Judith, Negan, Dwight, and a couple others, I think, are going to be on a rescue mission. If you guys don't believe me, watch the video we did yesterday, the rescue mission. There's some good chat, some good comments in there, and some good theories. Joey, I'm going to avoid the Henry situation for now. How about that? Is there someone on The Walking Dead named Henry? If there is, I'm not aware of it. Moving on. Lee says Tara might get her chance to kill Dwight. Tara's not. Tara does not want Dwight dead. Remember, Dwight had a chance to turn her in, and he didn't. So Tara sort of patched things up. Daryl was the one that wasn't going to let it go. American Pride 7777 says maybe Judith kills Alpha. Well, for one, Alpha's not dying this season. So we've got a lot of time to speculate over whether she will die. Now, see, here's the thing, is we can't all agree on who kills Alpha, but most people do agree that Alpha will die, which is kind of ironic because she does die in the comics. So they're using that as their leverage. I'm not even convinced that she's going to die. I know she should. I know that would end the Whisper War. I know that keeps the story moving. But what if she escapes it all? I mean, you know, there's no guarantee of how that's going to play out. But we got some time on it. Wilson think Ezekiel is going to go. Yeah, I think, Wilson, I think that's a fair theory. I'm just catching up on a couple comments here. Just hold on. How long are the Whisperers around in the comics? Comic fans, not too long, right? Oh, that's a long time then. Wow, yeah, 130 to 166. So, what is that in real time? 4 years? Wilson says kills. It's not if, it's when. When The Walking Dead is made into a movie, what can we expect to see in the movie? It's a great question. If I were trying to connect the dots for a Walking Dead movie, I don't think you can make it about, you know, an hour and a half worth of loss and sadness. I think you immediately got to get into Rick's head. And either he has been told no one is alive, he's been brainwashed. Keep in mind, we're of the assumption that Rick is just going to wake up and he's going to be back to normal. At the end of that episode, Rick wasn't 100% what was a dream and what was not a dream, because he was going and he was going in and out of these hallucinations. So you could probably take the assumption that, okay, yeah, he did figure it out at the end, which is why he blew up the bridge. Or maybe he didn't. So I don't know that a lot of people just want to go see this sappy love story and all the loss that, you know, they weren't going to show a lot of it on the TV show, so I don't think they're going to show a lot of it on the movie. So whatever they do, Wilson, you're going to have to get to the point like quickly. And then his instincts are going to have to kick in. He's either going to be in trouble, he's going to try to break out, he's going to want to know where he is. So I see it more of, where the hell am I? Where did you take me? What are you doing to me? How do I get out of here? I need some clues. Is my family still alive? And how can I get back to them? And if he's on an island somewhere and we don't know where he is, how are you going to figure all that stuff out? As much as we like hidden clues, I would love to see it like some video game you're trying to figure out. Like where you're at, you know, any details you can get, who you're going to talk to. Is he going to have to play along? Is he going to have to kill some people? I think all of those things would make for a great movie and a great miniseries even. So, you know what is great about 6 years worth of Rick Grimes in movies in a time skip? Before Rick left, the first 9 seasons, how many years did we know Rick Grimes? This could be a trivia question, maybe on one of our contests. I'll have to look up the exact number. 4? 3 to 4. I think 3 to 4 is a good number. So we knew Rick for 3 to 4 years. So in theory, if they did 6 years worth of Rick Grimes movies, that's like double what we've already seen. All of the experiences. Rick in Atlanta, Rick making his way up here, Rick with Lori, Rick with Carl, Rick with Shane, all those things. Man, there's a lot of stuff that could happen in 6 years. Well, the reason it's like 4 years is because the 1.5 year time skip. And if Rick carries the franchise as much as many people have said, and if a lot of people watch the show truly for Rick, then I think that would be some very entertaining movies. You throw in a few other characters that might be missing or might have been taken, introduce some new people, you'd have a whole different level of badness. Hey, here's the thing. Rick Grimes is probably not the most powerful man in the universe. So who knows who else could be there with Rick? That's what I'm kind of excited about. Najee Watts says, Q&A. I think it'd be cool if the helicopter group were former members of the Atlanta CDC with clues to the initial virus and possibly still experimenting, trying to create a cure. I would like it. But I don't know that a Rick Grimes movie is going to be about, it could have some elements of a cure, but I think it's going to be about badass Rick Grimes trying to get back to his family. However the case may be. I mean, look, there were over 100 episodes of The Walking Dead. So I'm not saying there's going to be 100 movies, but I could say, they could probably easily do 5 or 6 movies. That's another 5 or 6 years worth of The Walking Dead. If they popped out a movie a year, and, the really nice thing would be is they put them out in the summer. Because we got the fall, we got the spring, the summer. We had a lot of good Walking Dead chats over the summer, but I would definitely like to see it. Kimberly G, hope the last movie he makes it, he reunites with his family. Reunited and it feels so good. No, I don't know. I don't know that Michonne. Well, in a movie, yes. But here's why I don't think that can happen. Because the TV show is 6 years ahead. So if Rick were to reunite, that means that Michonne, Judith, and RJ need to survive the Whisper War. So I'm going to throw it out there. Do you think Michonne, Judith, and RJ will survive the Whisperer War? I'm going to address both. So, for the people that said no, if they don't survive the Whisperer War, there's no chance that Rick will ever see them again. Because Michonne has not ran into Rick during the time skip. So if Michonne has not ran into Rick during the time skip, the only way the two of them can ever cross paths in the Walking Dead universe again is for her to live through it. Because they're, 2 years into Rick's missing, Michonne's not going to show up because she's already 6 years ahead. All right, just want to make sure I say that enough times so everybody gets it. With that being said, if Michonne wanted to leave the show, I do think the Michonne story, Pete the pirate, keep in mind, in Michonne's leaving The Walking Dead, she ran into Sadiq and Pete. So what if Michonne, Judith, RJ, Sadiq did decide to leave after the Whisper War, and they found some clues, and they said, you know what? We think there's some information out there that Rick's still alive, and they go looking for him somehow. I mean, I don't know where they would begin, but maybe, they find out some information. Maybe Negan, perhaps that secret he has about the helicopter. After the Whisper War, after Negan potentially saves Michonne, maybe he lets her know that he thinks that Rick's possibly still alive because there's a helicopter and Jadis is missing. Gives them a little bit of hope. So they still got that under their belt. And then if she wants to leave the show and do a movie, then yeah. Then they could have that Rick-Michonne reunion in a movie. Fluff, I don't even know where to go with that one. Scott Kernan. Scott says, if you could rank the seasons from best to worst, what would it be? Also, I believe that Michonne would get bitten in 10:13 and die in 10:16, in which Judith has to put her down if she leaves. Ooh. Scott, I don't know. I think if Michonne survives the Whisper War, I could see the potential for a movie reunion. I just think the Whispers are going to kill her if she makes it. And then she, I don't know, just my feeling. But if I could rank the seasons from best to worst, I'm not going to go through all the seasons. Because honestly, I don't know exactly what happened every single season. But I would say this. There's a few that really stick out in my mind. I would say, for me, and it's unfortunate that people probably said over the last couple of years, like, The Walking Dead, I quit. I think this season is the best. Some people say that every season. But I did not think that last season was great. I also had no problem with 7 because of the cliffhanger, and I thought it was necessary to introduce Ezekiel and to introduce Oceanside. And I think it was 6 when they got to Alexandria. I really liked 6. And then probably around 3. 1 was just okay for me. It kind of grew on me. I watched 1 and then 2, and it was around 3, 4, and 5 where I really started to fall for the show. 3, 4, 5, and 6, I liked them. 7, I was like, yeah, it's interesting to meet new people. But yeah, for me, it's this one. It's this one because there's so much more character development. Angela Kang was absolutely right. And I've asked this a couple times, but I do want to ask the group once again. Who or what are you most excited to see in the second half of Season 9? I mean, what storyline is really, really getting you fired up? Is it the Whispers? Is it, who's going to live? Who's going to take over? Who's going to run things? And I'm not. I'm not super excited about the Whispers or Beta or Alpha. Because I just know. I know major stuff's going to go down. Yeah, Ron, this fair really has my interest. All of it. I love that, Kimberly. You know, for me, it really is, and you know, when I say this, people are going to say, Kills, you completely turned. You hated Negan, and now you're talking about, you know, what's going on with Negan. For me, everything centers around Negan in the second half. Not because I like him, but because I'm so interested in what he's going to do next, where he's going to go, how he's going to play into the story. He's been just kind of sitting there developing for 7 years. So for me, the most intriguing thing is, where does he play into this? Is he going to go undercover? Is he going to blend in with the Whispers? Is he going to help somebody? Is he going to keep trying to redeem himself? Is he going to have these temptations of power and this thirst for power again? Yeah, I'm very, very interested in that. I'm as interested in that as I was to see what happened with Rick. Doesn't mean I like him. Look, I mean, you go to see a horror movie, you don't necessarily like Jason or Freddy or Michael Myers, but you're interested in what they do. You're interested in how it plays out. And with me, I'm almost neutral with Negan. Not like I hate, not like I like him. I'm kind of neutral at this point, so I'm open-minded to see where his story goes. Pickles, I am not on the dark side. Not there. Andrew McSherry says, why do we need a fair? What happened? So, the fair has just been this thing that's been planned for a long time. And even though there's danger out there, it makes me wonder, you know, why take the risk? And I think it's one of those risks that the person making the decision, I'm going to say probably, hypothetically, I got to be careful, right? Do I even want to chance it and talk about the fair? Because I think that's what got me in trouble before. You know what? I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to water it down a little bit. I feel like the person who really does not want to cancel this event is going to be the person that pays for it the most. I mean, you know how they do on Walking Dead, right? When it was reported that Jesus died, and many people said, nope, it's not going to happen that way. The one thing I used to validate it was that Tara was supposed to go, and Jesus decided to go. And when I heard that, we did a stream, and I said, look, he's dead. He's gone. He ain't going to make it. Because of that. It's just a bad choice. People that make bad choices suffer the consequences. So with the fair, there's probably going to be people saying, we should not do this. We shouldn't go forward with this event. And King Ezekiel is probably going to be the one to say, Jerry, come down off your merry steed, or something, you know, that Ezekiel would probably say. I don't know. But Ezekiel's probably going to be the one to kind of push it forward and talk about the importance of it. And if so, that's tragic. And for that reason, I don't think he would make it. I mean, there's theories out there floating. I mean, there's people talking about the Whispers being at the fair. There's people talking about Alpha hypothetically showing up in a dress and not in a mask. So all I would say is, if Ezekiel thinks it's important and other people say cancel it, and some Whispers decide to show up, it could be very likely someone doesn't survive it. That's just my feeling for that. Nothing proven, nothing engraved in stone. Just tread lightly with Ezekiel. And it'd be sad because I think, he's a hell of an actor. I love his character. He's one of those that I hope sticks around. I would love to see him on the show. But the Daryl-Carol friendship is complicated. And, already they're showing less airtime. I don't know. Just something tells me he ain't going to make it. Scar Thoroughfare. I see what you did there. Which question disappeared? Hey, you have to also understand that if The Walking Dead is always feel good, it's going to be a comedy. So they're always going to balance our emotions by giving us something to feel good about and then taking it away from us. And you either love that about the show or you're watching the wrong show. Because there's very few people that are going to survive this whole thing. Jimmy's jamming. What is going on? Yep, Stargate let our people live for a little while longer. And, there's when these people become big stars and we like them a little bit more, there's only so much face time they can get. And I guess, even though it may not seem a lot for an actor, 50,000, 80,000, 200,000, when you got that many main characters, it can get expensive. And I agree with that, Tammy. More airtime is not always good. And with that, everybody, we have hit 58 minutes, so we are going to start to wind it down. Just a couple additional announcements. I do want to keep it under an hour. I know a lot of people are just aching to come in here and super chat, and I absolutely love you guys. I love your dedication to the channel, and there will be more time to super chat. We are building up this channel a little bit. It should be turned on within a couple days, so just hold tight. Some of the new people that want to super chat, if you can't, you can always become a Patreon. There's a lot of ways you can support the 999 Army, or you can just come here and hang out with us. And people are starting to realize we have multiple channels out there. So you'll see videos up on 999 Gaming. You're going to see them on 999 Dead. You're going to see them on 999 Spoilers. For the remainder of this week, most likely we will be live streaming on this channel. Next week, we might live stream for a week on 999 Spoilers. So we just want to get everybody familiar with it. And definitely as we start to segregate some of these streams where we may put spoilers on the Spoiler channel, live streams on the Dead channel, some various Walking Dead movies, gaming content. We're going to mix it up a little bit in the comic books as well. You'll see. If you're subscribed to all of these, then you set a notification. Clearly, I'm not going to multi-stream on multiple different channels at the same time, so it will be one or the other. And we'll always put a link up on the Facebook fan page as well. So I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. Please get over to 999 Gaming. Check out the caption contest. Be creative. Leave your comment, but then check out some of the other ones. If there's one you really like, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. And then next Sunday, I will be doing the announcement. We will do it on this channel. So we'll announce the winner, and we're going to read through a couple of the other comments. It'll probably feel a little bit like random things because I think there's going to be some funny comments and some good interaction. Tomorrow we'll have a brand new topic. It will probably have something to do with a future Walking Dead movie. I know that's something a lot of people want to talk about, so we'll get that out there tomorrow. And also, Patreons, we will be posting more polls, more surveys for you guys to pick the topic. Thank you so much for Crystal, the singer chick Gore, who actually decided this topic, and we moved on to a couple different things, but that's kind of how we do it. We will skip around from time to time. Let me say thank you to all the patrons in top left-hand corner, also to the sponsors that are sponsors on the 999 Gaming channel. But you're not coded in green here, but we know who you are. Also to the moderators, Emmy, Steph, Tommy, and Kells. Thank you so much for you guys being here and everything that you guys do with the channel. And I would go through the Super Chats, but Super Chats are not turned on. So now what I'm going to do is everybody here, do me a favor, give me a quick 999. This is the closing credits. So make sure all of you pike the like button. If you're watching the playback, leave comments in the playback so we can have some real-time interaction. The comments should show up once you get the video started. And I'm going to ask everybody here if you guys could do me a favor as well. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're watching the playback, subscribe to this channel. And if you're once the video goes live, then get over there and leave some comments for some other people that might be there. So I want to say what's up to Najee Watts, Ron Burgundy Moore, Bumblebee Brown, Ziglet, Dark Stark Killer, Joey the Gator, Tammy, Pickles, Star Guitar Goddess, Kathy Parker, William Finney, Michelle M, Kimberly G, American Pride, Cammy, Walani, have a great night as well, Julia Muse, thank you, Coma Drug, Leanne Gash, Terry Jones, Tammy Hill, Julia Drums, there you go. People are starting to find us again. Wilson, Deborah Johnson, thank you, Deborah. 999 Forever, love that. Samantha Coombs, Kimberly M, I like those custom 9s. Jimmy's Jammin', thank you. And one more thing, too. I mentioned this in the other video. Just another special shout out for the Patreons, because these contests that we're putting together, the gift card contest and then some of the future giveaways, those are funded by the Patreons. One of the things that we did when we set up that channel is we have different tiers. And some of the revenue that we bring in from the Patreon site is used for advertising. And then once we hit the second tier, there's a dollar amount above and beyond that is used for promotions. So that is completely funded by them. And as we hit future tiers, there's going to be more, and we'll have more goals and more things that we hit as well. So just want to thank them for everything that they do. They're an awesome group of people. And let's see, we got some more 9s in here. All right, if I missed you in a shout out, then just hit me up tomorrow night. Lisa Khaleesi, thank you so much. DDA Ohio, Angie Homan, thank you. You guys are absolutely awesome. Northside Queen, always a pleasure. Tony Arovio, thank you, Tony. Fluff, appreciate that. Julie J, thank you. And Rubelo's channel. So enjoy the smaller, more intimate streams, because you guys know they're going to ramp up really, really quickly. And we'll get the rest of our family here soon. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate everything that you guys do. I will talk to you all tomorrow night at 9:30. Peace.